Okay, so I want to make a little video just kind of explaining my normal classes from what I'm doing on Monday and Tuesday and what I call my listen and learn lessons. So my normal classes that I have like in the Gold series and how I typically teach my live classes is I do it based on the exam content outline. So we're in a property casualty class. So let me scroll down to like property and casualty. This is the life exam. And anybody can find your state exam. Oh, this is only life and health. I didn't put in P&C. So let me do, so let's say whatever state you're studying, you can put in, so New Hampshire. So let's do property and casualty exam content outline. Okay, so anybody can do this for any of your exams. Okay, so let's look at this one. Is this okay? Here we go. Property and casualty, right? When you look at this, this is telling you, and this is coming from the insurance regulations chapter. So let me look at something like, okay, insurance basics right here. So this is telling you that insurance basics is 22% of your exam. And here are all the topics between this bar and the next time you see a bar, this is what's going to show up for that. And I think this is the adjuster, by the way. Not like a homeowner's. I didn't specify. So, but anyway, my point is you're going to see a topic, and then under that topic are going to be definitions, words, basically. The traditional way that I have been teaching and that is in the class series is I will just teach like this. I will say, okay, we're learning about contracts. We're going to talk about elements of a legal contract. We're going to talk about offer and acceptance, consideration, competent parties, legal purpose. And I teach it very definition based, right? What I am now doing and developing is what I'm calling the listen and learn lessons or listen and learn lectures. And these are one, separate and distinct because they are going to be clean videos where there is no students asking questions. Like I know today we did a class and you guys didn't ask any questions, but there are times, and if you listen to some of the Gold class videos, there are times where students ask questions and we chit chat and we talk about something. And I've had feedback that people would like clean videos where there is no student interaction. So one, the listen and learns are that, because I still sell live tickets and you can still attend live. And that's what we're doing Monday, the 9th and the 10th and any other future dates for listen and learns, is that you can come and you can listen and you can learn, but you're not going to be able to ask me questions during the lesson. Now, I will always, if anyone who buys a ticket, I will honor you answering your questions once I'm done making the recording. Now, aside from that, though, rather than going elements of a legal contract, offer, consideration, competent parties, legal purpose, and keeping that separate from the actual insurance contract itself, like you see another part of the policy is the policy structure. These are under two different sections. And I was keeping the sections separate. I was just following the state exam content outline. What I'm doing in these listen and learns is taking off the structure of the exam content outline and doing it more like a teacher would. So I'm coming back to the basics of teaching, and I'm putting information together that belongs together. So rather than keeping it separate based on the exam content outline, I'm creating stories and I'm doing charts and graphs where like there might be, you know, like I'm trying to think of like something I did like tomorrow. One of the things I plan to do is see how policy structure, declarations, definitions, insuring agreement comes from insurance basics, but you don't see any of this attached to a homeowner's policy or an auto policy. And so there's no connection to it. So like one of the first lessons I plan to do tomorrow is let's look at a homeowner's policy with all of the policy structure. I'm going to attach those things together where normally they're taught completely separately and they're kept separately because of the exam content outline. So they're very different in that they're going to be information that is normally separated is going to be taught together in a way that makes a lot more sense. And the first time I did these listen and learns, I got a lot of amazing feedback because we went more in depth. I made more real life connections, more storytelling as opposed to definitional based. And it was very effective and very awesome. So I want to keep doing more of those. Since it's like the first time that I'm doing this and I'm kind of experimenting, I don't know what the agenda is going to look like. I don't know how many things we're going to cover tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't know how far I will get into some of this material. I kind of got to do it to make it happen. So that's why any listen and learn at this point is a heavily discounted ticket. Like the class tonight was $33 for 2 hours. Tomorrow and Tuesday and any other lesson and learn is going to be a cheaper price. Like it's $33 tomorrow for 8 hours of learning. We will take breaks, so it'll probably be closer to like 6 hours. But for all 6 hours, you can listen and learn from me while I am teaching this information. And it's a discounted ticket because I don't know exactly what I'm going to cover or what topics we will hit. I know it's going to be property and casualty, but I just don't know all the specific things. When I do charge a ticket price like $33 for 2 hours, I know I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. It's very regimented and it's according to the state content outline. So I'm in the process of developing these listen and learns, which will ultimately replace the class series I'm selling now. Like I'm always trying to improve the content. I'm always trying to make it better. So we will move towards having these listen and learns be the class series, but they're in development. I have to figure out how to put this information together. I'm playing around with attaching this content that is normally very segregated into a way that is actually more productive for learning. So I'm putting my teacher hat on. I'm stepping away from an insurance agent definition, and I'm stepping into the role of being a teacher, a curriculum creator, a content writer, and bridging material together that shouldn't be separated. It should be, it'll make a lot more sense when we attach things together that belong together instead of separating it out just because of the exam content outline. The person who wrote this didn't write this thinking of how is the best way to learn this material. They wrote this like what material needs to be tested. So my listen and learns are not what material needs to be tested. My listen and learns are how do a person best understand this? And that's what I'm creating and developing. Since it's the first time I'm doing it and I don't know exactly what it will look like, I have the discounted price. And also me as a teacher, I do better when I have an audience. So whether people are asking questions or not, simply the fact that they're there, better ideas come to me. Better charts and graphs show up in my mind that I develop. When I sit all by myself, I can't accomplish much. I have to have an audience in front of me. So that's why I'm selling ticket prices so that people can show up and attend. And you're going to get so much good information. Everything that we cover Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday is going to be amazing information for anybody testing. I have no doubt about that. But again, it's not going to be exam content outline. And I just don't know how much I will end up covering. But what I do plan, so your specific question is, what am I covering tomorrow? Will it be what we covered today? No, it won't. It's going to be more or less coming from the insurance basics chapter, things like actual cash value replacement cost, things like the declaration page, looking at a homeowner's attached to a declaration, looking at a declaration page of a homeowner's. My initial plan is coming from general insurance and P&C basics, which are not crime or workers' comp, which are the things we covered today. But again, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like because it just has to flow. It just has to happen. So that's a brief explanation of the listen and the learns lessons so that you can understand why I charge a discounted ticket and what exactly you're going to get when you come to those. You're going to get a lot of amazing information. I just don't have a specific set agenda. And you're going to be experiencing my way of teaching that is different from following definition. It's going to be a merging and a bridge of all the informations in a much better way for you to understand. So does that answer your questions? And do you have any questions? Okay. I'm going to close the recording out for that.